Have you ever been driving somewhere and you pull into the parking lot, you find a really good parking spot, you turn your car off, and then you think, wait, how did I get here? I don't remember the drive. Did I go through a red light? Did I cut anyone off? Was I speeding? You ever felt that way? That's how I felt when my oldest daughter drove away for the very first time with her new driver's license. There she goes, all grown up. I had to do that 3 more times with her sisters. How did I get here? How did I get to a place where my children were leaving the nest? But then I found myself asking, now what? What's my purpose? Which direction do I go? Oh, I felt so helpless and lost. You see, that's what it feels like to live on autopilot. You're just going through the motions. Life is just whizzing you by. And then you find yourself questioning how you have lived up to this time. You see, I had a choice at that point. I could continue living on autopilot and just let life go on by, or I could live in my purpose with intention and have a meaningful life. When I think of women who have lived with purpose, I think of people like Princess Diana. She was known for her kindness and generosity. She was also known for challenging the status quo, but everyone seemed to love her. I think of my own grandmother, sitting there in her chair, knitting away, always there, ready to welcome me and make me feel accepted, no matter how much trouble I got into. These are women who lived with purpose. They knew why they were doing what they were doing. They wanted to leave a legacy for the next generation to follow. They lived from a place of igniting flames in their soul, and they followed that. They also followed their inner compass, especially when it was rough terrain. So, living intentionally will get you to your purpose. This is how you live your purpose. It's the thing that brings joy to your heart, fulfillment to your life, and meaning. But how do you do that? Well, first you need to set your GPS. Just like you do when you go to some place, you need to figure out where you're starting from. Then you set your destination to where you're going. And then it usually gives you a couple routes to follow that you get to choose. So where do you start? Well, where are you? Are you where you thought you would be in this stage of life? Check your surroundings. What do you notice? Take an inventory of who you're surrounding yourself with, even where you're living. That takes self-awareness. Self-awareness is just noticing what makes you do the things you do and how you think and how you feel about things and what you do. This is where intentional living begins. My favorite tool to create that self-awareness is the Enneagram personality assessment. It doesn't just tell you about your behaviors and how you act, but the motivations behind it, the why behind it. So now that you have a starting place and you know where you are because you've done that self-awareness work, next you need to set your destination. Where are you going? Where do you want to go? Close your eyes for me, just for a minute. I want you to imagine yourself 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. Are you that grandmother knitting away in her chair with her granddaughter on her lap, begging her for just one more story? Are you proud of this woman you've become? Is she someone that you could look up to. Okay, you can open your eyes now. That's your destination. That's where you are going, and you get to choose it. Now, how are you going to get there? There's many different options you can take, different routes to go on, but you get to choose it. Where do you start with that? What's important to you? What do you value? Are you the type of person who wants to get there as quick as possible, the most direct, efficient route, weaving through traffic on the highway? Or are you someone that likes to take the back roads and leisurely get to your destination, enjoying the scenery? There's no right or wrong answer. But what's most important to you? Because you need to prioritize what you value. And if you don't, you're taking someone else's route. So make sure that you understand what your values are and what's most important, and that'll get you to your destination in your own unique way. Now, where I live, there is so much road construction, especially in the summer. There's accidents, there's traffic jams, there's weather that hold you up and make you detour sometimes. Be prepared for those. Know what's coming your way. Check ahead of time. Keep an emergency toolkit in your car. But the good thing is, you don't have to go on this journey alone. It's actually better to go with others. Having that support system and people to enjoy the route and journey with is so important. It'll create a deeper meaning to your journey. My husband and I recently went to the Middle East. We went to Egypt and Jordan, and we visited Petra. I remember hearing a story about the Egyptian traveler, and he was parched from going through the desert, and he just needed some water. So he came upon a Bedouin. Bedouins are the people who live in the caves in the desert. He begged him to show me the way to the oasis. The Bedouin said, if I just tell you how to get there, you're not going to know the beautiful vistas, the unexpected streams. You're not going to learn the lessons that the desert has to teach you. Trust yourself. Find your own path. All right, as with any road trip, you need to gas up first, right? Check your tank. Just like a car needs gas, we need to be fueled up too before we go on this journey. What fuels you? What energizes you? What brings you life? Say yes to those things and no to the things that drain your tank. Ditching autopilot, it's a courageous act. It's about taking responsibility of your own happiness. It's about stepping out of your comfort zone and doing things that kind of scare you. It's about saying yes to a life that's vibrant and rich and meaningful. So, what are you waiting for? Turn off that autopilot and turn towards the life that you choose. Leave a legacy for that next generation. And remember, the world needs your unique purpose, your unique light, and your passion. So ditch autopilot. Embrace intention and go out there and reclaim the driver's seat, because the woman you are becoming is waiting for you there.